Alright everyone, welcome back. Now, due to popular demand and lots of comments section questions about part 2, I will be doing it right now, and hopefully this will be uploaded as soon as possible to clear up anything and or help you guys get through what seems to be the last level is the biggest issue here. So we're going to try our best to get through that, but first we do have to get through a deflation mode and a modified moon level. So let's start off with deflation. Deflation is usually not too difficult. We've got to get through to round 60, which means we do have to verse camo leads. But let's just see here. We can get Never Miss, which is a pretty solid tower. But let's start off with a classic Striker Jones, maybe further here so that it's a bit more useful to us. So I think we'll put him here. There we go. Now we can just pretty much leave him. He'll work on his own terms. But we do also want to get maybe a Shimmer right next to him, just to make sure. There we go. Camo balloons be damned. And then I think we will continue with our usual strategy of recursive cluster, bigger bombs, or heavy bombs, and then we'll also get another one. Okay, and we still have some money left over. That's good, that's good. I was hoping for that. So now we can put like an alchemist here. Or do we want an alchemist? I'm thinking maybe we want plain. Let's just see. You know what? I do want a main Moab at the very least before all of that. There we go. Okay. So we won't get the monkey ace that I wanted, but I do think this will do it. So we'll see. Let's just roll through the rounds, see what happens. As far as I'm aware, this should be able to take us through, because Shimmer should decamo everything. It's in a really good spot. It can hit the start of the map as well as all the way up till here, so there's no reason that it should miss. And recursive clusters, as well as a main Moab, should pretty much clean up anything ever. So we'll see how this goes. I think it should go pretty well for us, but essentially the whole idea of deflation, if you've never tried it out, is that once you've bought all of your items and stuff, you cannot buy anything else, and you do not earn any more money. So there is no physical way for us to be able to place these, because we are out of money now, and we cannot sell our towers. So we're just going to see if we can make our way through this, and if we beat 60 then easy win. If not, then try again, different strategy, maybe a bit more Moab centric, because I feel like that's going to be our main issue here. But let's just see how it goes. Actually, considering this is deflation, that means that no matter what, I'm not going to be purchasing any more upgrades. So I guess if this works, I'll see you guys at round 60. Well, the strategy is working so far. Round 59, we haven't lost a single life. The things that have come close have been camo purples, just because the wizard couldn't do anything and these guys couldn't attack until the shimmer went off. And same with camo pinks. But I think if we time our abilities correctly here, and by abilities I mean ability, we could nail this pretty quickly. And never mind, we don't need to. Okay, so that was just an easy win. So just 2 recursive clusters, a Shimmer, a main Moab, and Striker Jones along with a sort of buffed alchemist. $10 left over and you can easily get through it. Alright, let's go to the moon. I don't actually know what this map's called, so I just call it Moon. It's pretty basic, but why not? Okay, so Striker Jones, probably want you set up here. That's a better angle for you, actually. And you're going to be one of the harder hitting towers out of all of them, so... Plus the recursive cluster just needs to hit like one balloon and then the extra bombs just spray out, so they'll go over there and over here as well anyway. Alright, let's get it started. Is this the map where there's more HP and less speed? Yes, it is. Okay. Just making sure. What is that? Oh, we've had that trouble before. He technically can shoot and aim down here, but he just hits the side of the wall of the moon crater. Although, admittedly, on this map, explosives are really good, especially recursive clusters, just because it'll, like, shoot one bomb in there and then spread all of the other ones out. And since the balloons spend a lot of time in there, they just get absolutely destroyed. And alchemists will be good on this map because they do not care about walls, which is quite handy. But let's get up our first cannon. There we go. Okay, one down. 2 to go. Right, so I kind of can't make up my mind which one I prefer to get first. Either the shimmer or the recursive cluster. Like, admittedly, the last time we got recursive cluster first, it cut it a little bit close to getting the shimmer before we lost. Well, not before we lost, but before a crap ton of actual, what do you call it? Camo balloons came up. So I think we will prioritize the shimmer. But I think we'll put it here, just so it hits the start of the map and most of the inside of that little crater. Because I believe the shimmer doesn't care about walls, even though the mage does if you don't go to the top path. So like, since we can't even use the top path, it's kind of useless to put the mage here, but at the same time, if he doesn't have wall of fire, he's useless anyway. So we just need to get this monkey sense to deal with the first wave of camo, which is just one balloon luckily, so I don't know if we'll be able to pop it in time, just because very weak damage at the moment, but it doesn't matter too much considering we won't lose a lot of lives, really. It'll just be like 2, maybe even 1, but that's fine. It's perfectly fine. So apparently a lot of you guys are struggling with the last map, and admittedly it is a much more difficult map than all these other ones have been. This crater one is probably the hardest so far until we get to the last map. But yeah, I've heard a lot of you guys are struggling with it, trying to figure out how to get through it, and some of you getting all the way up to the last map but then not being able to take it out, so hopefully I'll be able to do it first try and just cruise through it for you guys. But if not, then we can spend a bit of time forging a plan. But I feel like on the last map, the monkey ace is going to come in real handy. Not early on. Admittedly, early on we'll only have Striker Jones, which will be a bit concerning because I think we will lose a few lives, maybe just dent the mana shield a little bit, but yes, it'll be good to go into the final map with all of our lives, is all I'm saying. So, ooh, okay, leak 1 balloon. Nah, we don't leak. Screw that balloon in particular. Bang! I just love that ability. Like, it's just so handy to just yeet a rocket across the map where Striker Jones currently isn't. Like so. Alright, get our shimmer soon. We've got the leads coming up, but we can handle leads. Stun a few of those yellows, just to slow them down a little. There we go, got the shimmer. We can now start working on some good upgrades. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Maybe not as much now. Nah, they'll still get back up to yellows, so that'll hurt a little bit. But that's okay. We're versing. Oh, we're not even anywhere near leads. What am I talking about? I am not smart. I don't know why, but I thought we got recursive cluster first, because that would probably take us all the way up to leads. But with this, we seem to be doing fine. So now that we've got the spikies shooting out of the frag bombs, now that we've got the frag bombs, oh, can we snipe this last one? We can, but we don't care. Now that we've got the frag bombs, hopefully that'll slow down our enemies a little bit. Get the bigger bombs as well, just to make a bit of a bigger impact. Let's hit close as well, so that he's always shooting as much as possible. As often as possible, I should say. Okay, and now, there we go, that popped as many as we potentially could have. Okay, so obviously we're losing a few lives so far, but hopefully that'll all change now. Okay, yeah, that'll certainly help us out. Okay, we've just broken. No, wait, no, come on, no! Damn. Okay, we lost one of our actual lives, which kinda sucks. But we're slowly building up our mana shield again, and I'm sure we can beat the last map with only 49 real lives. I'm sure it can't be that difficult, can it? Here's hoping it's not, because otherwise we're all screwed. And should I put this guy back on first? I mean, he's missing sometimes when he aims down here. That's what I'm worried about. We'll put him on first for now, just to make sure that he does his job properly. Admittedly, we have put our mage in a terrible position, but that position is literally just so that Shimmer is in a good position, but the mage itself and its attacks are in a terrible, terrible place. We just wanted it so that the Shimmer hits here and most of the circle inside. If anything, I'd put the mage in the crater if I could. Alright, but once we get this first recursive cluster up, we should be set up quite nicely. As you can see, not even the recursive cluster, just the cluster bombs itself is dealing a hell of a lot of damage. It's just scary when the cluster bomb aims down here and it just misses completely. There we go. Now we've got recursive cluster. Yeah, that's much better. I think we will put it on close, but if anything, I would have moved this this guy up a bit if I knew his range would extend to just barely touching here. Yeah, if I knew that, I would have moved him up a little bit just so that he only aimed down here and on this path. Why was the Shimmer so late on that one? That was weird. Alright, so I think we should probably set up a plane now. Should we set up a plane now? Let's see. What else could we do, really? Another recursive cluster and a monkey village. I think a plane would do well now. So let's set the boy up. Let's get ourselves a spy plane. And of course, we're going for that never miss, because bomber ace, it's okay, but it's not never miss targeting. So let's just put it like that, shall we? And Shimmer is just not triggering. What is up with that? That is so weird. Sometimes Shimmer's triggering every 5 seconds, even if there is no camo balloons, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't bother. That's why I want to get this never miss targeting up, because holy crap, if we keep bloody missing these camo detection Shimmer, well, the camo, you get what I mean. If we keep missing the Shimmer, then we're going to need some backup camo protection. Alright. So now we need to work on our second cluster bomb, which will sit a little bit further back, guarding our lovely friend Striker Jones here. Blocking the rear entrance, so to speak. So let's get these cluster bombs as soon as we can. I mean, I guess you don't really need to spam it, you get it when you get it, and there's not like a high chance that we'd lose in between the time that we were spam clicking there. But alright, round 39, here's hoping round 40 goes well. Stun, that's good. And, oh no, that's not so good. Let's try that again, shall we? I feel like I stunned it at the wrong time, maybe. Stunned it too early or too late? Alright, let's just let him get hit by the recursive cluster a few times. There we go. And then maybe give you heavy bombs now. That might be a better idea. Just so that it hits a bit harder. And then stun you again here. There we go, that's much better. Okay, so it's a bit of a struggle getting through the first Moab, but we managed it in the end. Just get the heavier bombs early and stun him a lot earlier so you can stun him twice rather than just once. Alright, once we get this second recursive cluster up though, we will be perfect. And then we can start aiming for our beautiful 5th tier. Okay, recursive cluster finished. Now we'll work on placing our monkey village in a perfect location. Absolutely flawless. Alright, so let's put down monkey village around maybe here. Would that be a good spot? Yeah, I'd say so. Monkey business, monkey commerce for that last bomb shooter and these 2 alchemists. And then get that jungle drums, which will actually make a difference other than bigger radius. Come on, there we go. And our primary training as well. I feel like the village is one of the few towers that has a cheaper upgrade later on in the upgrade path rather than earlier, if you know what I mean. I wonder if Ninja Kiwi will ever consider making a new tower's 5th tier cheaper than one of its previous upgrades. Have they already done that? I don't think so. No, because every time 5th tier is usually better than 4th tier. Alright, so we just need a primary expertise now, and everything should be AO good. So I think what we'll do is we'll set up maybe 1 alchemist, and then from then on we can just see how we go aiming for that ballista upgrade. Okay, there we go. Get the faster throwing as well. Beautiful. Hit more things more often. And then strong stimulant's going to be an absolute beauty. There we go. Alright, now we're going to try our best to save up for primary expertise. If something goes wrong, I will let you guys know. Alright everyone, Wave 63 just handed us primary expertise on a silver platter. So now our village can be buffed by the alchemist and will absolutely shred anything in its path, so I honestly don't think we have to worry about much, but as usual, we will still get ourselves a lovely main Moab. Just in case. Where do we put him? Probably here. It's not the greatest of vision, but admittedly we don't really use him for just his pure damage. But look at that range. Being next to Striker Jones, being in the range of the village, getting an alchemist buff. Look at the range on this thing. It's insane. Alright. So we'll just get the Moab Assassin like we usually do, and then at the end of the match we should probably be able to afford the what's it called? Moab Eliminator, that's it. There you go. So we should be able to afford the Moab Eliminator at the very end of the match. Anyway, so we'll also throw down this guy just to make sure. Oh, actually, we'll throw him down on this side just to make sure everybody gets a nice amount of buffs from the alchemists. And we gotta get these last 2 upgrades to make sure that it's evenly spread. We don't want the weaker version of the alchemist to copy over the stronger version, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that's actually possible, but if it is, I don't want it to happen. Alright, because I know for a fact that alchemist buffs don't stack. Like, you can't put 10 alchemists around one tower and then just have 10 versions of the stronger stimulant stacked onto it. I know that doesn't work, so I'm just hoping that Berserker Brew doesn't overpower the stronger stimulant and take its place. So, with this upgrade, we should be just about prepared for anything. So, once we get this faster throwing, 1 more upgrade, my bad. Okay, so now we should be pretty much prepared for everything. So I will see you guys at round 80, and then we can take on the final map. Alright guys, once again, final round, able to purchase the Moab Eliminator. Use the ability twice thanks to Striker Jones, and should be a cakewalk. There you go. Okay, on to the final map. let's see what we can do with Spillway on hard. Only have to get to round 60 though, so we only need enough firepower to actually take down a BFB. Not necessarily anything beyond that. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Also, another good thing to keep in mind is for maps that you don't necessarily know all that well. Like, this one is a perfect example for me. Just like, start the first round, don't place anything down, and just see where the balloons come from and what the path is they take. So we'll follow this one. It hits the circle, goes here, it goes around, and then it does a full circle, and then it does another one? No, it does a full circle and then leaves out there. Okay, so that's really interesting to know. So it has to go around a couple of times, so most of our damage should, if we're lucky, be centralized around here. Can we put a mage on this? We cannot. That is going to be a bit of an issue, because that would be an ideal location for Shimmer off the start. Can we put Striker Jones there? No, but that wouldn't be all that ideal anyway, so we don't want that. Bomb Shooter? Oof, we can't fit a lot of things on here. So this main area is going to be quite difficult to hit, isn't it? Okay. Alchemist. Naturally we can put the Alchemist on there. So, potentially, I guess we could go for some sort of attacking Alchemist, but in all honesty, it's not that great. Like, there's a reason I mainly use the Alchemist to buff other towers. And if no other tower can fit on there, I'm not even going to try with you. And the Monkey Village definitely doesn't if the Wizard bloody doesn't. Then we need to try out something else. So that line of sight's kind of crappy. That is quite a bit better actually. So maybe there. That's also pretty decent. What about down here? Not bad, so long as it doesn't hit the walls like it usually does in the last map. Okay, it's looking like the bottom two positions are much more preferred. Oh, definitely preferred to this one. Oh, that's okay. Okay, so we want him either down here somewhere or maybe over here somewhere, because this is pretty good. Okay, so I think we'll have Striker Jones here? No, we need to think about this a bit more. If we put Striker Jones here, then our recursive clusters have to be nearby. Okay, I'm settled. This is what I'm going for. Okay, so hear me out. They do have to do a loop, so they will be. Wait, what? Okay, maybe Striker Jones was just blind for a brief second there. Striker Jones can't hit them all easily from where he's aiming, but he can hit them all, which is what we're looking for essentially. Now, the Monkey Ace is probably going to be one of our best friends on this map, so we might try and place it really early. So we'll place it now. If you don't have the military monkey knowledge upgrade, you'll have to place it a little bit later. And if you also don't have Wing Monkey, then you'll have to look into that. But I'll try not to use Wing Monkey as much as I can. But it'll always be a good idea to utilize Striker Jones's ability, especially when there's a big cluster of balloons in the middle of the map. Just because if the strongest balloon is also in the middle of the map, he might also deal some splash damage to some other ones nearby, like so. Okay, so we just need to get through the first few rounds, and then I think we can get a stable enough setup going that maybe we won't die horrible death. So let's get Sharper Darts immediately. We're mainly aiming for this centered path, just so that the plane isn't always like half of the time off the screen. Okay, so far so good. Still have our stupid lost life from the last map, but that's okay. And it's really good that we're starting on round 1 for this, believe it or not. Because if we started on round 3 or round 6, like on hard mode or chimps mode, this would be much more difficult. Okay, centered path. It's much nicer. Be able to target most things, and we'll always be spraying darts roughly at the center here. never miss targeting is ideal for the next upgrade, but it's also quite expensive. So I'm not sure how easily we'll be able to reach that. So why don't we try a bomb shooter next, potentially. Okay, so as you can see, the plane is doing a decent job here. But obviously you can't keep it up for long because we are leaking a couple lives here and there. Highly suggest getting the mana shield if you don't have it already. And I should honestly be focusing on using my ability more often. But I just keep missing. That's okay. Just wait for the ability to like have a lot of enemies grouped up in the middle. Man, this is gonna suck without lots of darts, huh? Okay. So let's slow it down. We're just about to hit our next tower, the bomb shooter. Okay. So if we get the bomb shooter, put it around here. We're gonna want it to get extra range as quickly as possible, I'd say. Another prime time to use Striker Jones's ability. Come on, thank you. Okay. Ooh, yellow balloons are gonna be tough. They're gonna be very annoying for us. Yep, just like that. He's practically ran through the defenses completely. Okay, extra range. Very nice upgrade for us. We'll keep him on first for now. Bomb the middle. Always remember to bomb the middle. Okay, so our defense is okay for now. Definitely could be better, but is also definitely not the worst defense so far. Now just remember, we only have to beat wave 60. I say that like it's easy. It's most certainly not. But we shall see. So let's get frag bombs here, just to deal a little bit more damage when he's aiming for the middle. And if we're lucky, we can start regenerating some of our mana shield lives around this time. So just do that. Okay. So if you don't know what the mana shield does, it gives you 25 extra lives, and essentially if you don't get any lives lost for a couple rounds, you can start to regenerate mana shield lives if you have in fact lost them before. So now we're up to 15. Last round we were on 10. So obviously we've done a good enough job to be able to keep ourselves alive here. Oh boy. Okay. But this bomb shooter is actually coming in very clutch for us. So a lot of the reason why I love cluster bombs is just because their area of effect is so intense and so handy, and hence why we're going for it straight away. We want that increased range so that the bomb shooter can start shooting inside the middle from here, and at the same time, once we get cluster bombs, the bomb initially will hit here, but will damage up to like around here. So that's realistically what we're aiming for. I was kind of hoping that would attack something a bit closer, but that's okay too. Also, take the round slowly, especially because you don't know how many lives you're going to lose all in one go. So just keep it slow. If you need to, cluster bombs should help out dramatically here, but we also want to think about getting Exploding Pineapple alongside Never Miss as soon as possible. Not that Exploding Pineapple's a great upgrade or anything, it's just that we want to get the camo detection on this guy as quick as possible because nothing at the moment on our screen can pop camo balloons, which is a very scary idea. Because I'm pretty sure camo balloons, well, the first camo balloon will be coming up shortly. So let's get the camo detection now, while we still can. Admittedly, it doesn't do much for us except drop pineapples on pretty much these two lanes, because the cooldown in between time just isn't good enough. Okay, slow it down, take it easy, take it steady. Slow and steady beats the stupid map. So there you go. Okay. We're calm, we're cool, we're collected. Let's stun some things. Okay. Not bad at all. That's what we're looking for. Still a very scary map, and so I understand why most of you would be leaving comments saying that it sucks, and if I have any tips for it. At the moment, my strategy is just take it slow and try and get Never Miss. Oh, we lost some lives there, but that's okay. That's one pink balloon. We can regenerate that back in time. Okay, there's going to be a lot of pink balloons here, so there we go. Strike it at the right time. And we shouldn't take too much damage here, if any at all. Okay, not bad. Okay, once again, pink balloons. Fastest balloon in the game can F off. That'd be great. Okay, these cluster bombs are so handy. Honestly, I'm debating whether to get recursive cluster instead of never miss targeting, but no. We definitely need never miss targeting first. There's our first camo balloon. It's only one green balloon, which is very generous. Could you imagine if the first camo round had like 20 yellows? But yeah, look at that. We're not gonna clean that up in time, but that's fine. We weren't expecting to. We just wanted to make sure that we are working on the camo power. Okay, so at the moment, a lot of yellows. We'll just do that because they're building up a bit. And that should clear our budget. Clear our budget? Clear our debt? I guess that's a better word for it. Okay, take it slow. It's always good to take it slow on maps that you're hesitant about. Because if you let them all speed by, you're not going to be able to pause the game in time before you lose. And believe me, I've done that way too many times. I've just had the game on 2 times speed, and I've not been able to pause it in time, and then I've lost the game, and then I've had to either re-record an entire video, or I've just been playing for fun and it just annoys me. Okay, never miss targeting. Here we go. Okay, that should save our butts for quite some time now. Okay, so I'm happy with putting it on 2 times speed now, because that's actually incredibly good cleanup abilities right there. So let's start getting our bigger bombs and heavy bombs. I believe that'll help out quite a lot next. Okay, here comes the leads. So we do want to make sure that every single lead gets popped, because the never miss can deal with everything else. There we go, okay. That's all good. Get the heavier bombs. So the reason we get the bigger bombs over the faster shooting is just because the bigger bombs deal more damage, and so the recursive clusters can start peeling off more and more layers, rather than just like each bomb in the recursive cluster just deals like 1 damage. So we're amping up the damage by sacrificing a bit of our speed, potentially. Now, this is going to be the difficult part, because we have never miss, which is amazing, but I'm not sure it's so amazing against a Moab. Recursive cluster isn't either. Let's just put that out there. Recursive cluster alone can't defeat a Moab. It can defeat probably everything inside of a Moab, but just on its own, it's not that great. Okay, this looks like a camo level, yep. It looks like a camo level because we're fending it off quite well, and nothing else is attacking. So that's good for now. But later on, we will get stumped by some camo balloons, and that's going to be a very big pain for us. Okay. So actually, a key strategy into knowing how to beat this map is knowing how it works. And the main reason I say that is because you can, these 4 little red things, you can remove them for $2,000 each. Now that is a lot, and most certainly will screw you over if you buy it at the wrong time. But it is useful to remove them. And the reason why is so that your outside towers can start popping inside a lot easier. So for example, this guy can't see right here, but if we removed this, it could see right there and just aim straight into the middle, which is pretty much what we want. So I'm going to try and beat the map while only removing one of those, just so that we don't spend like 8 grand just removing the whole map for it to not really work out that well for us. So I think next up we want to get ourselves an alchemist, just because it buffs what we currently have, and what we currently have is pretty damn good, because it's survived till round 37 so far. I almost hit the sell button there, that was terrifying. Alright, let's get the faster throwing, make sure these buffs keep up for a long period of time. But yeah, the never miss is going to help you out so much in this game mode. You will not believe. But yeah, especially for this map, take it slow. Just because you don't... Once all sides converge into the middle, you no longer have a grasp on whether it's the first time that balloon has got around the circle, whether it's the last time that balloon will go around the circle, or whether it's literally about to just dip and leave you for dead. So, always take it slow if you need to, or if you can keep up with the balloons and the way they're going, do that too. Alright, so first Moab comes from top left. Stun it as quickly as possible. As far as I'm aware, that'll be the best strategy because your never miss is gonna try its best to kick some ass. Okay, first run through, that's perfect, it popped them. And, oof, okay, so that was very close because they just had to leave out here and that was their second round through. But we've managed it. We've managed to get through the first Moab, which is always the hardest in my opinion for difficult maps. Okay. So now, what we want to do, I think, would probably be, because we've already got Never Miss up, so I think we can avoid using Shimmer. Or can we? No, we still need Shimmer. Damn, okay. If you don't know why, we still need Shimmer for round 59 specifically, otherwise we lose. And that's because this guy can pop camos very easily, but only his pineapples can pop camo lead balloons, and that's going to be pretty tricky to micromanage and pop all of the camo lead balloons with purely this ace, especially on this map. So I'd wager that's near impossible. So we're going to clear out this, which might seem a little strange, but it's so that we can put our cannon right here. Give it some range so that it can see the middle. Give it cluster bombs, give it heavier bombs, and just tell it to blow everything up in the middle as much as it possibly can. So there you go. Now it can hit here. So our recursive cluster is hitting mainly here, and then our other one is hitting around here. So they can't reach this side, but every balloon does have to do a full loop, so we know that no matter which angle it comes from inside, the balloons will eventually all hit around here, and we can snipe them pretty easily. I wish you could make a targeting priority of camouflaged balloons. That would be so helpful, like unbelievably helpful. Okay, so there we go, we've got two recursive clusters now, both of them getting buffs from our lovely alchemist here. So now, we do still need to get ourselves a Shimmer. It sucks, but we just do. So, where would we put him? Maybe here? Here would be a decent spot. It would clear out all of the camo balloons from this top section, and then do a decent chunk of the middle part. Because Shimmer does not care about barricades. We've figured that out. But I think we'll put it around there, and then hopefully that'll just work on its own fairly well for our camo lead round on 59, because leads are probably one of the slowest balloons in the game, so decamoing all of them shouldn't be too difficult, if I'm honest. It shouldn't be the hardest thing in the world. So we're now gonna proceed to buffing our beautiful towers over here. Get jungle drums, make them attack a lot faster, primary training, make them just insanely good. We'll also get the monkey business and monkey commerce. Okay, so far so good. We've just about reached round 50, which is when the second Moab comes out. Or the second and third Moab, I should say. But we are much more prepared this time around than last time. So there we go. And full brute force of our beautiful towers makes short work of that Moab. Just waiting for the second one at the end of this round. Okay, but so far so good. Only 10 rounds to go. And I will in fact be making my last tower here a Moab Assassin. If we can afford it in time. Oh, we'll just slow this down. Are we okay? Oh, that's not okay. Okay, so this is why we slow things down. Okay. This round is probably going to be a bit tricky, but that's just because Shimmer does not have an amazing line of sight just yet. So, if you didn't catch what was going on there, essentially Shimmer hit most of the ceramics, but essentially it doesn't hit all of them. So, the ones it didn't hit are going to be getting through, and we want that to at least... We want them to at least be popped down moderately before they get through completely. So just keep it slow, keep it steady. There we go, that time we had better RNG. There we go, okay, we got through the round. That's all we needed. So I'm not sure how many more rounds there are of just straight up things like that. So we'll use Striker Jones's ability when these two Moabs overlap. So we can pop them both together. There we go. So camo balloon rounds are always going to be the biggest pain. You really need to slow it down for these ones. Other than that though, you can happily speed through the game. If they're weak camo balloons like this, you can probably just speed through it, and either your Never Miss will deal with it, or your Shimmer will uncover it for your recursive clusters. But overall, you still need to be very careful when it comes to camo balloons. Okay, so long as they're just regular ceramics, we should be fine. Recursive cluster can easily handle those. Stun the Moabs, just because we can, and it's a good idea. We'll also put an Alchemist here, just to strengthen the bond between these two. I think it's a good idea. And you know what, even Acid Pools is a pretty good idea, because if you put an Alchemist in the middle, and you put Acid Pools, he'll just litter this entire middle area with Acid Pools, and that'll honestly be semi-decent damage. Okay, but we seem to be doing quite fine here. 55, often a difficult round for the ceramics, but we managed to beat it. Rainbow camo balloons. Okay, that's a bit awkward. That's a lot. Okay, I do not like that at all. Why did that happen? Let's try that again, shall we? Shimmer was not working out all that well for us there. So, can we give that another try, please? I think it'd be great. Okay. Whoa, okay. Yeah, this could be quite the tricky part. Let's just try something dumb. Let's try this. Okay. Okay. Yes. Appreciated. Okay, so that does work, but the only problem is it probably doesn't work for round 60. That's the thing that scares me. So we're gonna go home again. Even though we've technically found a solution, I don't want to have my only tower be primary expertise, because that puts us in a corner. Okay, so our current issue is this. We get primary expertise, and then we get ourselves an alchemist, but during the round we have to buy something to help out our lovely primary expertise friend here. So hopefully that'll do it. And then one more. No, one more. Beautiful. Okay, so that's got that covered. We can pop a Moab in one, and we can pop the ceramics in two. Okay, so this is the strategy I've gone with. It is very not safe, but it is one that has worked so far. So we're going for it and hoping for the best. I can see why you guys would struggle with this, because this round in particular is hell. But I did say before that primary expertise could carry throughout most of the rounds, and I stick by that. I'm not going to deny it. I won't go back on my word. So we'll get ourselves a plane. We don't want it to steal the buff from primary expertise, but we do want the plane back in the middle, if we can help it. Okay. So these are the sacrifices we must make to beat hard mode. We have to sell pretty much everything we built up in order to get ourselves primary expertise and to ensure our victory here. Oh, does that actually pop everything? Okay, yeah, it does, it does, it does. Okay, so we're slowly building up another defense while we're trying to hope for the best for round 59 and 60. But realistically, I think we've got it covered. Like, so long as the primary expertise doesn't, like, miss, which, I mean, he did the first time there, but didn't do it the second time, which is good. We might just have this under control. Because now that we've got the primary expertise buffed a little, we can, in fact, pop all these with primary expertise. Get the never miss targeting to help out with regular balloons. So once we get through this round, we're into the final stretch. Round 60 is the only round we must conquer, and here it is. Now, we do have our never miss targeting back, which is good. We've got Striker Jones and his ability, which is amazing. The Moab has popped. We've stunned all the balloons. And there it is. Woo! Baby, that was a difficult one. Okay. Alright, things only went out of control once we reached wave 56, but after that, and after a very desperate attempt, we managed to get through it thanks to the village of all things. Alright. I imagine a lot of you will be using that exact strategy, monkey for monkey, placement for placement, in order to get through that map, because that was difficult as hell. Holy crap, when there's no good place to put your shimmer, it changes everything. Like, if you could only put the shimmer on that middle barrel, I guarantee you this Odyssey would be a piece of cake. Everyone would have done it already, and no one would be looking for part 2 in order to get through it. But there you go. That was insane. And so I really hope you guys can somewhat copy this. It shouldn't be too much of an issue, but if you are like not being able to afford, if you're getting to the part where you're not able to afford certain upgrades in time, try getting the Monkey Commerce upgrades sooner. I admittedly waited a little bit on them, and I really should have gotten them sooner, and then maybe placed some towers while utilizing that discount buff. So there you go, that is the Commander in Action Odyssey completed. Now that was a pretty difficult one, I'll give you that. This last map was very difficult. These first 4, typical Odyssey stuff, nothing to worry about. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys.